A coin dealer just sent me this box, and it is full of gold and silver, except for there is one problem. I am pretty sure it is all fake. And today we're gonna open it up and see exactly what he sent me. And by the way, this was sent by Josh from My Night Coin and Bullion. A big shout out to him. He had, just so you guys know, I know most of what's in here is fake because he had a bunch of fake stuff that's been coming into a shop. And as he said in our last interview, he actually offers a couple of dollars just to get it off of the street. So he sacrifices his own money. I said, man, you should send me some of that. And so this right here, he actually did send me, which was separate and is not fake. And so I will take a look at that later. And as I told him to do, I said, when you send this to me, make sure you put a note in there that says so that we know that they are fake. Because if this gets intercepted in the mail, you don't want the post office opening it up and seeing a bunch of silver and gold, then finding out it's fake and then accusing him of selling counterfeit merchandise. So he put this right here. He says, as discussed in our call on 11/4/25, all of these coins bars are believed to be counterfeit. And so that is just kind of a safety measure. So let's go ahead and get this out and see what we have, guys. And it even wrote fakes on the packaging. Very, very smart. If you're shipping, you know, it's not illegal, guys, if you just want to know. It's actually not illegal to own fake coins. What it is illegal to do is try and pass off the fake coins as real. But anyway, I'm going to finish opening this up. But really quick, guys, if you are new here and you want to learn more about gold and silver, don't forget to go down below and make sure you are subscribed. Over half of the people watching don't even know they're not subscribed yet. Introducing the stunning 5-ounce silver Canadian Grand Maple Leaf. These are stunningly beautiful 4/9 fine silver coins put out by the Royal Canadian Mint and now available on my channel sponsor's website at sdbullion.com. Get one today by going to the link in the description below. So it took a second to get it open, but holy smokes. Guys, look at this. Oh, wow, look at that. We have a gold bar in there. 2 gold bars. And that's it. Yeah, that's it. Look at this. We have 2 gold bars right here. We have a Perth Mint Australia bar in an assay card with a serial number. It doesn't look like it's been opened. You know, we're going to start right out of the gate with this thing, and I'll show you how I test it in a minute. And by the way, I will tell you, when I see something that looks obviously fake, I'm going to tell you why. Because in the past, I've been criticized for, oh, you say it looks fake, but we don't know that, so tell us why you think it looks fake. So I'm going to do that. But this bar right here is actually pretty scary. Now, the one thing I will tell you is that it looks a little bit too thick. That's just my perception. I could be wrong as far as thickness is concerned. But everything else looks right. The color looks really good. It's in an assay card with the serial number. It doesn't look like it's been tampered with or opened. This is scary. This is the kind of stuff right here that gives you nightmares because, you know, people will see this. They'll see it in the assay card. It's not been opened. Serial number. Yeah, this is real. I'll buy that. Here, sir, take my $4,137 or whatever gold is today. So man, there's so much stuff here. We have... this one's actually, it says China, it's marked as extra fine, so XF or EF. We have a Morgan silver dollar here, 1882. So this one doesn't look real. The design of the eagle just doesn't look as sharp as you would expect an eagle to look on, or any of the details really. Just doesn't look sharp like you would expect it on a real Morgan. We have a bunch of silver eagles that, look at this thing. All right, look at this eagle in the middle. Look at this eagle in the middle. Look how thick that is. That's insane. That is nowhere close. So this eagle right here, and this is fake as well. You know, everything in here should be fake. This eagle right here, the thickness looks right. I mean, what is happening here with this thing? I mean, this must have been one of those, you know, AliExpress specials or, you know, Temu or Wish.com or whatever it was. We have a cent here. 1909 SVDB. Oh, man. Guys, we got a 1909 SVDB in BU red. Look at that. That's sick. Let's go. All right. Okay. What I want to do really quick is kind of sort these. Actually, you know what? Before we sort these, I have my neodymium magnet. This is a very powerful magnet. You can buy these on Amazon. And, you know, we're going to see how many of these stick. So here we go. That kind of scared me. Okay. Wow. So these two. Ugh. And you can see how powerful this magnet is. I can't even get that off. Let's get more. All right. Oh, here we go. All right. So we have, yeah, look at these. These are all fake. So this one's fake. So you know right away if it's magnetic, You know it's fake. You know, P stellars are magnetic, silver's not magnetic, it's diamagnetic. Oh, we just tore our Chinese coin out of the holder. And we really need to get this off. There we go. All right. Oh, the gold bar. Ooh, what the... All right, not the Perth gold bar, but our one of our eagles here. This isn't the super thick one, but it's... Boy, it's pretty thick as well. Yeah, there's our super thick. That one's fake, and then obviously this is fake. I mean, I don't need to tell you why. I can tell it's fake because it's stuck to a magnet. And that's it. So, wow, all of this right here is not magnetic, including, again, the Perth Mint gold bar. So we're going to look at this more closely in a second. But here we go. You get a Perth Mint gold bar in the assay card, in a, you know, the card doesn't look tampered with. It has a serial number. It's not magnetic. This right here, this is the scary thing, because you could go in and I could see somebody who's getting into bullion go into a coin shop. And, you know, I'm not saying coin shops are going to intentionally sell you something fake. I mean, most of them won't, I would imagine. But, you know, if they don't know it's fake and then they walk in, it's like, here's my $4,100 and whatever spot is, like $4,100, sir. Thank you for this 1 ounce gold bar. And then you put it in your safe and, you know, 10, 20 years down the road when you go to cash it out, it's fake. That's horrible. So I'm going to go ahead and sort through some of these and pick out some of the more realistic looking ones. And then we're going to go ahead and show you how I test them. Okay, so I pulled a number of things out I want to show you, and many of them are comical. For example, guys, don't you see we have 4 ounces of platinum here? I don't even know if all 4 of these weigh an ounce together. But I do want to start with this thing right here. We have a 1909S VDB in BU red. This is a multi-$1,000 coin in this condition. And it looks nice, right? Except for when you kind of look at the rim, and the rim looks really weird because it has that raised, sharp edge. And then if you look at the 1909S under a loop, the S is like, it's almost just like a complete, like there's no separation between like the loops. It's just like a big bold blob of metal. But the biggest thing that gives it away, and I'm going to let you look at this really quick. Let me know if you notice this in the comments down below. Leave a comment. Look at VDB and tell me what you see. There are, and I just dropped it, no dots between V, D, and B. So the VDB stands for Victor D. Brenner, and it's supposed to be V dot, D dot, B dot. There's no dots. It's just VDB. So like that's a major blunder on this one right here. Man, this would be cool if it were real, but that is clearly fake. Now we have our gold bar here. We have a St. Gaudens. We have a 2.5 Indian. We have 4 ounces of platinum, guys. 4 ounces of platinum. And what I want to do is start, and again, I'm showing you why I noticed these are fake. And these, they are so light, it's not even funny. So remember, an ounce is 31.103 grams. So 31.1 is what it's going to show on the scale. I mean, I guess if you're dyslexic, that's 31.1, right? But look at this. All 4 of these don't even weigh 2 ounces. This is supposed to be 4 ounces of platinum. So those right out of the gate, you know, get out of here. They don't do anything. We want to look, however, at these bars. And the reason I want to look at these bars is because one of them, like, I actually am like, that looks good. And it's this one right here. Now, the Apmex bar doesn't look quite right. It does, like, to someone who doesn't see these, may look okay. It doesn't look quite right to me, and that doesn't mean it's fake. That means I would look at it more closely. I would test it. This one looks a little goofy, like it just doesn't look right as far as silver is concerned. Let's throw it on the scale, and you can see it doesn't even weigh anywhere close to a full ounce either. So that one, you know, clearly we're done with. Now the Satmex bar is really close. It should be 31.1. It weighs 31. This bar right here weighs 31.2, and it's possible if the scale rounded up instead of down. You know, it's supposed to be 31.103. You know, scales aren't, this scale's probably not completely accurate, but it looks really nice too. And so the thing about these that, you know, I can do with eagles, I can do with rounds that I can't really do with bars. And I do know that you can ping test bars, but I am not skilled at it. I'm very skilled at ping testing and listening to coins. Bars are a little bit different. So I would actually want to test both of these with my Sigma, and that's what we're going to do. And I can tell you right there, even though I don't know what bars really sound like completely, you know, based on thickness, you know, etc., they don't sound right. Now, this St. Gaudens, and we will pull out the tester in a minute. The St. Gaudens, you can see the gold color is wearing off. You don't really need to go any farther with this one. There's actually some corrosion here if you look at it under a loop. I saw it somewhere. Oh, I think it was right up here around the hair. And then this one, if we look at our 2.5 Indian, it doesn't even look gold. This is gold something. But if you look even closer, you can see some green actually coming through the plating. So as you guys know, you will not see, you know how they say a fake gold ring turns your finger green? Well, I mean, there you go. That's corrosion. So we're down to these. Now I want to move into the Silver Eagles. And the Silver Eagles, all of them look off. This one, however, the one that I put on top, looks the most, you know, real at first glance, not including the scrape. But if you look at the date's font is way off. The date doesn't look right at all. And if you look at the flag, you can see that it is not near as detailed as a real Silver Eagle. So this is clearly fake, but if you look at it at first glance, you're just flipping through, like, let's say you have 20 Eagles, and you're just like, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, like you're just counting to make sure all 20 are there. You may miss that one. And so I pulled that one aside. And this one as well, although the color doesn't look right, but this is another one where if you were flipping through 20 of them, you may get confused. Now, a lot of these, you know, we have issues with thickness. We talked about that. We have these really thick ones right here. We'll get that one aside. Look at these. These things, just because of how thick they are, you don't even need to look any farther. That is horrible. We're going to get rid of those. Here is another one. Actually, ooh, maybe it was the 2011 and not the 2017 I was talking about. I guess they both look roughly the same. Yeah, this is the same font, same fake font. So yeah, we have 2 of these that were done with the same exact font, and they do not sound right as well. And then we have 2 more right here where the font's just really far off. I mean, yeah, this is not even close. Now, what we can do is ping test these, and I'm gonna get the microphone a little bit closer here. Sorry, it shakes the camera when I move it. And even without pulling the app out, we can just put these in our pinger, and you can hear that that doesn't sound right. That is way too high pitched. We'll do this one. That's a totally different sound on that one as well. Listen. And we'll do this one in here as well. Yeah, that one's like too dull. That one sounds exactly the same as the other one, too dull. And finally, this one is way too high pitched. So none of these sound like a real Silver Eagle. And what I suggest people do, if you have real Silver Eagles, is to ping them often. Now, you can get this pocket pinger right here. It makes it easy. You don't have to worry about dropping them on each other because you slide it right here. And just so you know, I do have an affiliate link for these down below. I highly recommend them, but I will tell you that they are not perfect. They are not perfect. The ping test is a really good test. It's nearly impossible to replicate the sound of a Silver Eagle without it also being 99.9% silver in the exact same diameter, thickness, and weight, right? So if you have a coin that sounds exactly like a Silver Eagle, but it's not silver, it's probably not the same thickness or diameter or, you know, whatever. And it's not going to weigh right. There, you can't get all 4 of those attributes weighing, you know, being exactly perfect all at the same time. You know, the sound, the diameter, the thickness, and the weight. You just can't get all 4 of them without it also being the right amount, you know, the correct mixture of silver. So none of these sound right. Again, Pocket Pinger, affiliate link down below. I really recommend it. And it actually comes free with the Pocket Pinger app. So if you're not good at listening, if you don't know what things sound like, or if you're worried about it, you can actually get the stackertools.com. You get the official full version of this unlocked free when you order a pinger. So this app right here you can download for free and you can use a couple of things, but if you get a pinger, you get a code to unlock the full app. And it actually goes through, like, for example, if we look at Silver Eagles right here, or the silver right here, I should say, you have type 1 and type 2 Silver Eagles, 40% Kennedys, 90% Kennedys, quarters, Franklins, Walkers, you know, so on and so forth. You can do gold, and they're adding more stuff all the time. So I'm not sponsored by this company at all. They've never paid me anything other than, you know, my affiliate commissions for when people buy this from my link. But if you want to support the channel, if you don't have one of these yet, highly recommend it. Link in the description below. Get yourself a pocket pinger. It's great. So looking at the Morgans and Peace Dollars, we also have some issues with these. So we are going to just kind of do this. Listen. None of those, you know, I'm someone who... I listen to silver all the time. In fact, what I want to do is just kind of show you here what a real Morgan and Peace dollar sound like. And by the way, if you're wondering how everything just magically moved on my desk, it's because I had a 2-hour break there. I was in an interview for another channel and we were actually talking about fakes. So I showed them some stuff. So kind of cool that I was able to do that. But anyway, here is a real Morgan silver dollar on the pinger. All right, there's your Morgan, and the piece dollar is going to sound the same, but just for due diligence. All right, so you can hear what those sound like. So let's go ahead and quickly just test some of these. We'll do this one right here. All right, here we go. Hear how that is way higher pitched. Here's another one right here. Well, that's way different. That's not even close. So you can see right here, even without using the app, I'm able to quickly tell that these do not sound the same. And all you have to do really is take real silver dollars, oops, sorry, and you know, just sound them out and then listen to the next ones and see if they sound the same. And here we go. Again, not even close. That one is actually a little bit closer, but it's still not the same. That was a real one. And that one's much higher pitched. So anyway, all of these are fake. And my guess is that they're also mostly going the way wrong as well. So we'll just kind of turn on our scale. It says hello. We are looking for 26.7 grams. 26.5, it's close. 22.3, make sure it's centered. Yeah, 22.3, 22.4, whatever. 26.7, so this one's actually spot on. Look at that, we have one that is weighed correctly. 23.4. 26.6, so it's really close. 20.9, that one's really light. 23.2. So here's our one that's 26.7. Okay, so this is actually a really good one to use because what we can do now is compare how they sound. We'll, again, compare our real one right here. That's how it sounds. And our fake one. And that is a much higher pitch sound. So we know that the fake one is fake just based on the sound, even though it weighs the same. Look at this. The diameter is the exact same. The thickness is the exact same, but because it's made of a different metal, even though it weighs the same, even though it has the same diameter, even though it has the same thickness, it doesn't sound the same. So even without the app, we were able to just do that. And again, you can do that for free. You don't need a pocket pinger. I recommend it, but you don't need it. We can do that, and then we'll take our real one. You hear the difference. So there you go. Nothing needed but your ears to tell that this one right here is fake, even though diameter, thickness, weight, all are correct. But just for due diligence, guys, even though I showed you how it sounds different, I do want to show you how the app works. And this, you know, maybe you aren't as good at listening to coins. Keep in mind, I've been stacking for 2 decades, so I know what these sound like. I know what to, you know, expect to hear. But we're going to go over on the Stacker Tools app. We're going to scroll over to Morgan Dollars. And all we're going to do right here is hit start. And what it's going to do is it's going to begin listening. Now, we're going to take our coin right here, and you can see it's hearing me talk. And this is our real one. We're going to put it in the app, or in the pinger. And you can see immediately it heard it as soon as I pinged it. Pass. All 5/5 peaks confirm size and weight. So even the app is telling you, it's like, hey, even though this passed the sound test, you need to make sure it has the correct size and the correct weight as well. Because as I've told you, it could still be a real coin, or it sound real, even though it's fake and the weight or something else is going to be off. But let's actually go ahead and test our fake one here. So same thing, hit start. And it took this one a lot longer to test, but you can see right here, it's saying only 3 of the 5 peaks match. You can see one of them here in this blue line. Looks like one maybe right at the edge of this blue line, maybe one in this blue line, but it didn't hear all 5. And so it's like, listen, it doesn't sound right. And it says not enough key characteristic resonance peaks matched, confirm weight and dimensions. You can retest it, you know, so on and so forth. But, you know, you saw how quickly our real one passed. It was immediate. It's like, oh yeah, there they are. And on this one, it was giving it a chance. It's like, I'm going to listen really hard. But no, it's not there because it's fake. But finally, let's get all of this junk out of the way. Well, you know what? Except for this one bar right here, because we already know that this weighs right and it looks really good. So we are going to test these 2 bars. The rest of this junk we are already done with. And the only way that I really trust to test bars, I'm not a big fan of trying to ping test them, as I've said. And of course, with the Perth Mint $4,000 gold bar, you know, you can't even ping test it because it's in, you know, the plastic right here. We are going to use our Sigma Pro Mini. Now, guys, listen, I have no affiliate link for this. I paid for this with my own money. So You know, everything I tell you is completely unbiased here, 100%. I want to show, not that the ping test was unbiased. I mean, I straight up said you don't actually need this, but if you want to support the channel, you can get one, and it is very useful. It makes it quicker. But my point is that I literally have no interest in this thing at all. As far as, you know, selling a concern, there's no affiliate link. I've never gotten one for free. I paid for this with my own money, so on and so forth. But I really like to use this thing for things like this, and I'm going to show you exactly how it works in case you've never seen it. All right, well, sorry about the cut again. I actually had to reposition the tablet over here because the glare on the other side was cutting off the entire bar here, basically. You couldn't see the blue arrow. But anyway, back to what we were doing. Our 1 ounce silver bar. We have it set to 1 ounce troy. And if we go to weight, we can set it to 1. So we'll go 1 ounce troy. Now you have an option between total weight and precious metal weight. So for example, if you have something that you know has a full ounce of silver in it, but it weighs more than an ounce of silver, you can hit precious metals weight. For example, you know, a gold eagle has a full ounce of gold, even though the coin itself weighs more than an ounce. And we'll see that a little bit more detail in a second. But we know this is total weight, so we have our 1 ounce bar. Now all we have to do is take our bar, put it under here, press it down, and wait. And you can see our blue arrow is way off in the red over here. So it should be between the green and the yellow. It's like, no, this thing is super fake. But we can also, let's say it were in the yellow, we could dimensions test it. And what that's doing is testing the thickness of the bar. And what it's saying is that based on how thick the bar is, which it's measuring with the bar here, with the lever, I should say, based on how thick this bar is, and based on the fact that it's 1 ounce of pure silver, it should have a certain dimension. So we'll hit rectangular for our dimensions because it's a bar. And our silver bar should fit in this box. Not even close. So our bar is bigger than it should be to be this thick and also be 1 ounce. So this kind of goes back to what I showed you with the ping tester. Yeah, it weighs an ounce. It looks silver, but it is, because of how thick it is, it's probably as thick as a regular silver bar, or thicker than a regular silver bar, because based on the thickness, it should fit in this box, but it just doesn't. And probably what we have here is a copper plated bar, which I'll cut it open in another video. We're not doing it now. So getting back to our gold, which is, I think, what everyone's been waiting for, 20 minutes into the video, I'm so sorry. Here we go. So let me show you how this works. We're going to go to metals. We are going to use this real gold eagle to show you how this works. So we'll go to gold eagle because, again, gold eagles are 96.7% pure. They're not pure gold, or 91.67%, sorry. So that means that this should have a total weight of 1.09 ounces because the precious metals weight is 1 ounce. It already has that configured for us. So all we have to do is take our gold eagle, put it under the lever, press it down. It is going to test it through the slab. And you can see our blue arrow is right where it's supposed to be in the green. So this is testing as a real gold eagle. You can't do the dimensions testing on it because it's in a slab, but it is testing as a gold eagle for conductivity. Let's do our gold bar. So we need to go back to metals, gold pure. We know it's 1 ounce. It doesn't matter because we can't really do the dimensions testing, but we can at least test and see if it even passes on the sigma. And here we go. It'd be really cool if this passed, wouldn't it? Josh would be like, wait a second, send that back. All right, here we go. Nope, not even close. And guys, just for due diligence, we are going to go ahead and actually remove this from the holder, and we are going to do a dimensions test on it. So we got our scissors. Here we go. Taking this fake gold bar out of this packaging right here. Man, remember I said it was thick? It is definitely too thick, and I'm going to show you that. So we know, well, let's weigh it. So now we can actually get an exact weight, you know, for our video here. So we'll get our scale up here. So we are going to test the exact weight, and you're going to see exactly what I mean. So we'll go to ounces troy. There we go. Man, it is spot on, 1.000. Holy smokes. Okay. All right, so we're at exactly an ounce. We already have it set. Metals, gold pure. Here we go, guys. Way off into the red. So now we go to our dimensions testing. Rectangular. Based on how thick this is. Remember I've said multiple times I think it's too thick. It looked too thick. Well, if it were really this thick, the size of the bar, as far as the dimensions, would only be this. Here's our actual bar. That's wild. See how much, see, wow, look at that. That is insane. So what they did, and I've said this already, is they made it the right weight, but they could not make it the right thickness. And it also, you know, it's not going to pass the dimensions test. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, there we go. It had to be thicker to equal 1 ounce of gold and fit inside of this packaging to look somewhat legit. See what I mean? To fit in here, they had to make it thicker. And if it were, you know, you get the idea. But anyway, guys, that is wild. That bar is, that's wild. Cool bar. Cool bar. Definitely going to cut into this one. I don't want someone to be fooled by this thing, but... So anyway, yeah, there you go. So guys, listen, all of this fake gold and silver sent to me by Josh from Coin and Bullion. It was sent to me knowing that it was fake. It is not going to be used for nefarious purposes. It is probably going to be used for destruction, because I'm going to destroy it maybe on YouTube Shorts, or, you know, we will use it to educate in future videos. But if you liked this video, I would love to hear down below. Leave a comment and let me know, guys. I really appreciate you being here. Do me a favor. Don't forget to like and subscribe before you go, and we'll see you in the very next video. Have a great rest of your day.